move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Smails! My thingy's bigger than your whole boat!
Hello, this is Caddyshack Minute. I'm Tom Taylor. We've got Dan Lewis and Mike DeMaria.
Right.
Yeah.
And you may remember weeks ago, as you hear this, there was an election. And while some of you may be excited about the outcome, we are not.
I'd like to ask both of you, as white males, how you could allow this to happen.
I did all I could, which was vote.
Yeah.
But now I'm feeling there's more I should be able to do, but I don't know what it is. I'm in
Right.
that stage right now.
Well,
As we're recording, this has happened last night.
yeah.
So we're a
it's
little
just
raw, thanks.
I was worse this morning than I was last night, even.
No,
I woke up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep, and I was like, I had gone to bed, and it was clear that he was going to win, but he hadn't actually won yet. And I woke up thinking, I could go downstairs and turn on my phone and see that she squeaked by, and that the nightmare has been averted, but that's not what happened.
Good choice.
Not in this timeline, anyway.
No, I just didn't sleep at all. I just took took stock in things.
Yeah.
Figured out how to talk to the kids about it because they were going to ask about it in the morning.
Yeah. How were they?
They weren't too happy about it, but that was. I think Antonia said, "How could he win? He's a trash can."
That's a very good
true.
characterization.
And that's not from what I told her or anything. That's just from
Right.
Right. It's the lowest of insults you can give at that age. It's the ultimate. You're a trash can.
It's a young
He's a duty
woman.
head.
It's a young woman's take on misogynist.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of message does that send
Yeah, I
to
don't
your
know.
young daughters?
My wife, Jody, said something smart, I think, that I'm holding on to, and that there have been a lot of progressive, forward-moving things that have been happening in the country lately. Gay marriage, gentle legalization of marijuana and stuff like that. We're moving, like as a nation, we're moving in the right direction, and then people freak out. They're like, whoa, women for president? Homosexuals? Touching each other in public legally? I don't know. And they freak out and they got to vote for the other guy for a while.
What in the
and
wild,
feel better
wild
about
world
life.
of sports?
Yeah. The slim
Piss
pickings.
on you. I work for Donald Trump.
I work for Mel Brooks.
From Mel Brooks. Oh my goodness. Well, this is going to be a funny podcast, let me tell you.
This is a good minute, too, which sucks. It sucks that this
Yeah.
happened on this minute. I like this
We'll
minute.
turn it
Yeah.
around in a minute ourselves.
Yeah, we'll turn it around. It's
But-
And we don't
fine.
want to alienate anybody. If you're a Trump supporter, I'm sure you have your reasons, but I right now have no idea what they could be. God bless you. I hope things work out okay.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
That's
for
all
the
I
best.
can say. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, if you're a Trump supporter and you're listening, then okay, well, whatever.
This
Yeah.
may-
Hope we
this,
didn't
yeah.
offend you with our
Yeah, I
Indian
don't really
princess's reformation and our whatever else.
Political correctness and our inclusionism.
Inclusion. Yeah,
Exactly.
treating people with respect and
Right,
and,
including women and in the list of people we respect,
yeah,
and including we're sorry that we differ from you in that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hillary was too corrupt for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was sitting down when I found out a politician was corrupt. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Anyway. Anywho, what is this? 29? Minute 29. Should we
Minute
start talking about the
29.
minute?
Yeah, it's a premium minute.
Well, you know what? It is probably symbolic that this minute starts on the day that we, with election results, where a woman just got hit in the head with a golf club.
Oh, right, an older woman.
Yeah, an older woman just got pegged in the head with a golf club, is laying there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all she is a set piece for the white men dealing with their whatever it is they're dealing with.
Yep. And who hit her with the club, by the way?
Judge Smails.
The dictatorial, cheating. Yeah, exactly. The cheating, dictatorial, outspoken, bloviating leader of the Bushwood Country Club, which is really just a microcosm for this country, the Bushwood Country Club. Some people riding in on bikes, other people riding out on horses.
Right. Man's
Yeah.
a judge.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, okay. As we were saying, this minute begins with Judge Smails leading Danny over to the table to sign his card, and it ends with Carl Spackler holed up in his shack preparing for gopher malfeasance or something.
Right.
Gopher dead.
Gopher good. Oh my God. Can I say one thing before we get into the minute?
Yeah.
I keep having the phrase in my head, like after 9/11, like people would say like, hey, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. If I don't do it, that means the terrorists won. I keep having that phrase in my head, but now it's like, if I don't do this, that means the president of the United States has won.
Yeah.
Like
He already won, so it's not.
Yeah. No, but like I'm railing against the president of the United States. I'm like he's the evil bad guy now. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
And we've had shitty presidents like only 8 years ago and stuff. But I don't know. It's different now.
I'd welcome him back in a second.
Yeah,
This is next level stuff right here.
This is uncharted
really
waters
is.
here.
Yep. We're through the looking glass, people. The mixed metaphors.
There's a shirt going around, or there was. Maybe it'll stop now that the election's over. But there's a shirt going around. Smails Spalding for president.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at that like, oh, that'd be. I mean, it'd be awful in some ways. But it'd be kind of great. We love George Smails.
Right.
It's Ted Knight for crying out loud.
I like a vice president that'll drop a double turds once in a while. You know what I mean? Somebody who's real, who speaks like me, who keeps it real. Says, "I want a hot dog, I want a hamburger, I want a cheeseburger."
No,
he knows what he wants.
No, we're stuck with the VP now that just wants to control women's rights.
Oh my God.
Their reproductive
yeah,
rights.
we're trying to be funny here, but it's hard not to think about the fact that they're going to try and roll things back by decades. Decades and decades. It's basically it's a goddamn right to privacy that we've had for 40 some years now. They're gonna try and roll back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but they'll
don't
keep
even
us safe.
started. And
That's
also, climate change. Global climate change doesn't exist. That's
his pick for the EPA is like a top climate change denier.
Yep. All right. Well. Okay.
Well.
All right. Well, good job, everyone. I'm from the great state of Michigan, or the formerly great state of Michigan.
Oh.
No,
and I wore my Michigan shirt yesterday too, representing absolutely certain that it would go blue, as it has since 1988.
Oh my God.
And then just have it, and then I took that shirt and I folded it up, and it's been put away.
Yeah.
And it's not coming back for a long time.
My birth state of Ohio, I stopped believing them a long time ago. Yeah. They came through last time, I think, but other than that, they're a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna figure it out. We got to get our fighting gloves on soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. As somebody posted today, we need more female punk bands now. This will be good. We'll look back on this time like, hey,
fertile time for female punk bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now I'm sulk. I reserve the right to sulk for a little while before I put those work gloves on and get to. I'm going to make 1 million phone calls in 3 years to people. I'm gonna go house to house.
If there is a 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
The joke that's been going around is we're either going to elect the first woman president or our last.
Right.
Yeah.
Our last president.
Well.
Good gravy.
All right. Well, listen. Let's keep it light.
There's nowhere to go
be
but
hell
light
to listen
from
to
here.
later.
Well, it's hell to listen to right now.
Don't blame us.
Yeah.
We voted for Kodos. All right, Michael. Not Mike. Tom. Tom, just.
I'm trying to lift us up.
Just start this minute over next week.
Yeah.
For real? Come
Not
on.
going well.
We haven't made a concerted effort to actually talk about the minute.
Because I got right into the griping is the thing, and I went right for it.
Sure. I mean,
and
that's
it's all
understandable.
just mopey. There's nothing entertaining about it.
But listen, now that we've alienated everybody and everyone's turned it off, we can do whatever we want. We can just relax and talk about the minute. That's going to be great.
All our listeners can get bent.
Fuck you all.
How's that sound?
No. No.
Oh my
maybe
God.
we should have just started from that point that we just started from just
slunk
now.
into work today. Everybody's 50 minutes late.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Everybody just walks, just hunched over, eyes all swollen from crying.
No, but listen, honestly, I woke up and I was like, oh, you know what? Ed down the street, he's a really good guy. He's still my neighbor. everybody at school is really cool. I want to see everybody who's, everyone's going to be on the same page as me when I drop Sam off at school. Mm-hmm. That's going to be like, we've still got our communities. We still got the people in our lives. We still got all the smart folks we surround ourselves with.
I'm very torn about that, feeling it's very charming, this optimism of yours, and also being like, shut up with this optimism. There's no reason for it.
I'm saying that,
I don't know what to think.
We are all still the same people we were yesterday.
No, but I'll tell you what, there is a point to that to say, okay, in the normal stretch of human existence, now I would have a different freak out meter when it comes to a Republican getting elected. If it was a common sense Republican,
Sure.
Like, okay, if John McCain won, now I'd be like, all right.
They get their turn.
They get their turn. The guy knows. I'm sure he knows how to navigate. He knows how to navigate Congress. He knows how to govern. He knows how to do it, and I would just deal with it. So I've kind of, maybe this helped me learn that the freak out meter has been off for me.
Yeah.
But now we're going in. We're giving a guy who built casinos. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna run it all.
Yeah. Built casinos and then stiffed everyone.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? I started to think today, like, he's used to just running the show and just, like, doing whatever he wants. But now, like, he can't just do that as president. There's like a machine in place.
Do whatever he wants.
And there are people who have been there before he was. And
I agree with that part.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be some reining in of his bizarreness.
Yeah. I mean, it stands to reason that nobody's going to be as much of anything that you think they're going to be when they go in, be it in any direction. For that very same reason, they sort of get funneled in a certain direction no matter what. But maybe the appointments are a major problem.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and that was talked about.
That makes me cold.
That was talked about that, like, at this point, like during the Bush administration, during the transition, after the Bush-Gore election. I mean, at this point, you already knew who the cabinet was in a sense, or who you knew who would be around. And they were all like the old guard of the Republican Party who's been there. So you knew that these were Reagan people that were coming in. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have no idea. And it's going to be like Giuliani, Chris Christie. It's going to be like just a bunch of lightweights when it comes to the international stage. Right. I mean, and these are guys that are just talking, you listen to all the stuff that was talked about on the campaign. Now you put in what happens with the Zika virus crisis, Mr. President. We have Zika. Mr. President, there was a school shooting. Mr. President, Putin's moving his chess pieces in the Caucasus. What do we do? What do we do when there's 17 different things on a Friday afternoon that he has to deal with?
Right, and he doesn't have the attention span for one conversation about himself.
Yeah, and he's gonna turn to Giuliani and try to fix. Yeah, and his son.
Well, hopefully Danny will get that Caddy scholarship, and everything will be all right.
Yeah, it doesn't take good grades necessarily.
No.
We're reminded.
What the hell kind of scholarship is this?
This is again the second time we're reminded in the movie that the grades don't matter much.
And you know what?
Right.
How apropos is that to what we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
Grades don't
doesn't
matter.
Yeah, right.
There's
this
a lot more.
It's not a real meritocracy in any way.
There's more to life than grades, son.
Unless
it's about who you know and how you speak.
Yeah.
I never thought of this before. Is it actually a golf scholarship?
No, it's a caddy scholarship.
But he's saying that, like, it looks great on his application if he wins the caddy tournament. So is it a golf scholarship?
It's a
very
scholarship.
weak premise.
But you think about it, it's one game of golf wins you a scholarship to college.
That's his application.
Based on 9 holes that you play, or maybe 18 holes, I don't know. That you play with club members. It's not just like caddies.
Right.
You're on a team with club members.
And are caddies supposed to be especially good at golf?
Right.
Are caddies known to be good at golf? I mean, they're necessarily good at golf.
I'd also point out that your quality as a golfer is usually inversely proportional to your inability to pay for college. So I mean,
did I
say that right? Yeah, give it
I
to the
think
people who can't golf because
Right.
they can't afford to golf, and instead they say whoever's the best golfer gets a free scholarship. Grades be damned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Danny's never going to make it to college if he keeps chucking handfuls of coins away. His dad would freak out if he saw him do that. He takes those 2 coins that Judge Smails gives him and just tosses them on the table.
And you know what that
think
is?
it's
That's,
one coin.
I thought it was just
Maybe
one
it's
coin
just,
too.
it might just be one. I'm
It's
sorry.
one coin. How would you not notice a detail like that after studying the minute?
I was being optimistic. I'm struggling to be optimistic.
And I'm sure
in all ways.
that coin represented the amount that Lou raised the Coke.
Right. Right.
That could be.
And that's why it's because the price of Coke is going up that people are forced to drink left cocktails on the table that
Yeah,
are
and you know what?
1/5 full and the ice is all melted.
There's a famous scene in this very movie later on, where that doesn't go well for somebody just picking up a random drink.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. And having seen the movie, I can only think of that when Danny does this now. I'm like, oh, what could be in there? That's disgusting. Don't do it.
Yeah. It's gross. Exactly. We don't know what's in there.
Right.
I
And it
gotta
was
tell,
like some kind of a weird cherry drink.
I gotta tell you, my stomach's on fire right now.
Uh-huh.
My nerves have been shot all day.
Oh,
I'm gonna get
sure.
a Tums. You guys keep going. I got Tums right here.
All right.
Mike's gonna go
I
get
was
a
going to get some
Tums.
Tums.
I got it.
Some,
Let me see if the
Whenever we were hanging out when
Are they
I lived in
Waltons?
Chicago, Mike would always say there's a knife fight happening in my stomach.
West.
what have you been eating, Mike? My God.
Oh, here it is.
What's with all the knife fights?
He would drink a glass of water and he'd say, "This water is killing my stomach." That's what he would say.
That's not natural. You should see a
It's
doctor.
like West Side Story in my stomach.
When you're a jet, you're a jet.
Oh,
Now, are these actual Tums,
Yeah.
or are they flavored Tums? Are they like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fruity assortment?
yeah, like the tropical one.
That's
And
fantastic.
they're smoothies, so they have that little
Like Necco
smooth.
wafers.
Yeah. It's got a nice aftertaste to
You
it.
like the flavor.
Yeah.
Which color is your favorite of the Tums? Do you have a
gr-
favorite?
The purple one.
Are they actually different flavors, or are they just different colors?
No, they're just
No, they're different
colors.
colors.
Oh, right.
That's all it is.
But you like the purple anyway. I admire that.
Yeah.
Tastes like the urinal cake at the Trump Hotel.
No, I bet it does not.
Oh.
I bet it doesn't.
Stop it.
I don't know why I would know
Dying
that.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah, why do you know
I
that?
don't know. It sounded like I was trying to make some, but that's why my stomach hurts because
We know.
Yeah.
the future is fucked.
The future is fucked.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yep.
Maybe it's not. Who knows? Maybe everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, that could be. You know what? I'm gonna stick with that because I'm
Yeah,
only.
the-
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm only a day or two away from putting the boxing gloves on and getting ready to get out there again.
Yeah.
I was thinking that today. I'm like, I need to get into physical shape. I need to physically get into healthy shape to handle the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna get in such good shape I can jog door to door and cover more ground, and then I can start. I can do like a Forrest
Slapping
Gump.
people
I'll
as you
start
go.
next year and go for 3 straight years, reminding everyone that it's November 6th of 2020 that they need to get out the vote.
Right.
Yeah.
But start today. So you're like, hey, one of these days is going to be November 2020.
Starts in 2 years when we start getting the Congress back.
That's right.
Yeah.
God damn it!
We got Tammy Duckworth in there.
Bunch of
Yeah.
crap.
All right.
All right.
Judge
Jesus.
Smails brings up the whole thing to Danny, the caddy scholarship, and I've got nothing but questions about this because does he? I would understand if he does, but does he totally forget that Danny, like moments ago, was asking him, was like clearly brown nosing to him about college and stuff and not being able to afford college?
Well, maybe that brought on this conversation.
Because I can't tell if it does or if he's just like, this is a brand new idea to Smails right now.
No, I think Smails is saying, "Okay, I know, I know what you're getting at."
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also he said earlier to Danny, he said the world needs ditch diggers too.
Of course he
And
did.
then but Danny did him this favor, which there's a sort of a quid pro quo,
yes,
I think,
yes.
where
Yeah.
now that Danny's done him this favor, he's like, I've got the caddy scholarship,
right,
and
right.
yeah, it becomes like a thing.
And he gave him
Yeah.
like that wide-eyed stare.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. More just fabulous acting.
I know we're getting boring talking about how amazing Ted Knight is, but when they're sitting down and he's like, that wide-eyed stare and like kind of looking over his shoulder and like humbling himself for like 3 seconds in front of Danny,
That was a good thing
and
you did
thanking him
there.
for helping him out. That's absolutely incredible.
And we saw like this was like an actor's exercise because Ted like kind of pulled him aside and said, "Okay, when we go sit down in the chair, let's stare at each other and do let's do an exercise 45 or something, something inside thing to do."
Right.
So it's what you do in a workshop where you just stare at each other.
Yeah, you remember the improv exercises. Let's do those. The mirror thing where we stare at each other.
We'll do the Fleischmann's Gambit.
Yeah. So
just go with me. I'll lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And he's got the pink pullover shirt with the very wide collar and the unbuttoned front with no undershirt.
Yeah, completely
that kind
unbuttoned.
Of weird, like shade of pink against a kind of like overly tan, almost dare I say, presidential orange kind of face, and then the pants that almost match the hat that you get the free bowl of soup with. I don't know. It's a good little moment there. And he leaves the club.
I like the scene a lot.
Interestingly, that the caddying is not over. I gather that it's Danny's responsibility to return the club at the end of the scene.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
He brings the club over, sets it down, talks to Danny, gives him whatever it is, a 50-cent piece or a quarter.
If he's lucky.
And then takes off and leaves the club almost like, well, you're the caddy, you'll get the club.
That's his job.
Yeah.
And he only waits like a fraction of a second when he walks away to throw the thing on the table, like he's not going to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's drinking a leftover cocktail, and like there's obviously a club official still within eye shot. I mean, it'd be odd for a caddy to just start drinking cocktails off the table, but Danny's cavalier that way, I suppose.
He is.
Yeah, it's gross though to drink someone else's drink that's left
That is
like
super
that.
gross. I don't think I would do that.
It's a great way to get hepatitis or something.
Guess what? You live in a house with 45 kids.
Right.
Yeah, you lose that kind of germophobia thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're grabbing.
Thank God this milk doesn't have broccoli in it. I'll drink it.
Yeah, five people on the toilet at once.
Oh, I tell you, when I moved in,
You just stack yourself on top of each other.
when I first started hanging out with my girlfriend's 2 kids, I couldn't believe what was going on in that house. And they're not abnormal. They're just. I'm saying it's a totally normal house situation.
Sure.
To a man who's been living by, basically on his own, and just thinking about his own germs for the most part.
Yeah.
To go into that situation and just watching kids just handle everything and put it back on the counter and then drop it and then they touch the bowl with the food in it and then they do that and you're just like, oh God, and I'm watching it and to me there's this line of germ touching going. I'm picturing it in my head like the Terminator. I got that little readout and I can see all the germs in my head and it's like the trail of Billy in Family Circus. All over them, just dragging germs around. And it's not their fault. It's mine. It says it about me more than it says it about anything else.
It's just a dotted line of genital residue.
Oh,
That's all I think of. Whenever any kid who's not my own enters the house, I just immediately get disgusted. I'm like, you probably touched your balls recently. Now you're touching my stuff.
oh God.
God damn you.
Tom sometimes goes dark side a little bit when he goes quick. You're never ready for it.
You don't see me coming.
No.
Yeah.
Why would you?
I'm only 7 feet tall. Why would you see me
You just
coming?
know that drink that Danny's having is someone dipped his balls in it right before Danny got there.
Exactly. Yeah,
It
there
was
was nobody looking
bag.
before.
It was
Everybody was distracted by the club hitting the umbrella and the woman.
right.
Now's the time to dip my balls in my drink. I'm out of here.
I've been looking for an opening all day.
Feet don't fail me
They're
now.
so warm, and I just want to cool them off a little bit.
Not going to worry if they touch the maraschino cherry. Doesn't matter. I'm gone.
Yeah, right. My favorite cooling effect is in a Singapore sling.
You have a sound effect for that, Tom?
No.
A splashing
let's
sound.
see.
Goddamn sound effects. It's not a day for sound effects.
So this, no, see, and you know what? And you chose the wrong one, Tom.
Yeah, I chose the wrong one. Yeah, they all revolve around his life. Nothing but rim shots and Star Trek sounds. That's what Tom's life
Yeah.
If we only get like 5 sound effects to describe our entire life, our desert. It's like our desert island 5 sound effects. Tom's got 2 different laser guns.
And you know what? Yeah. And you know what we learned from this is that Tom would love to see what it's like if Henny Youngman guest starred on Star Trek. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say we should have had this when we were talking about Henny Youngman way back in who knows what.
Yeah. Take my wife, please.
I kind of love that. I can't wait until we get to a Carl minute in this movie that doesn't bore me. And once we at the end of this minute, we start to get into Carl and his shack or whatever. What is he? Do we know what he's humming? Is he humming something specific?
No, I think he's really riffing. I think he's improvising.
I think you're right. But when I was listening to it this time, it sort of sounded like maybe it was supposed to be like some famous movie or TV
maybe
theme
he's
or
humming
something.
"Go Cubs Go."
It could be.
It sounds to me like he's trying to kickstart a small motorcycle. Yeah. And he's getting ready, I think it's a famous scene. I think people like it, but we've spoken already about how we sort of feel these are overrated scenes a little bit so far.
Yeah. I mean, I love the stuff with him and Sandy at the beginning, the first time we see him. And I love the stuff with Knight Rider, Angie, and the pitchfork, and the Dalai Lama and everything. Yeah. But then, since then it's been all gophers, and I'm not into it. And even when the gopher's not there, and it's just him, I'm dying. Then I'm not. I don't know.
Do you worry a bit that upon a more granular examination that you'll come out not liking the movie as much as you did before?
That's a good question.
I don't think so. I'm surprised at how much I don't like all the gopher stuff. Like I knew I could kind of take or leave the gopher stuff, but now I'm like every time a Carl/gopher scene comes on, I'm like, man, because they all the past 2 have followed a really good Danny and Judge Smails scene. Ditch diggers, and now this. And you're like, God damn it, I was watching Judge Smails, and it was really great. Now, okay, Gopher, okay, I get it. Like, it's not his best. I know that there are scenes later on in the movie with him that are great, that I love. So I'm not too worried about it. And as a movie, I'm like, we're very open about the foibles of this movie, and how it just doesn't work sometimes. But all in all, no, I think I'm still gonna love this movie by the time we get to the end. Why are you worried?
I feel basically the same way that you do, and I realized that on some semi-conscious level, I was already disliking those scenes more than the other ones. I had my favorite scenes. I'd never bothered to sort of list them or compartmentalize the different parts of the movie in any way. But I realized that those scenes aren't my favorite, and then upon closer examination, I realized that I just don't. There's a lot of them I don't like. I like his performance, but it's just it's not my favorite part of the movie. But whatever losses I'm incurring there are more than offset by some new things, such as my love for Tony D'Annunzio.
Sure.
How I think he's the real hero of the movie, and also just lots of details that I'm picking up that I'm able to watch with a richer experience next time.
Yeah.
So I feel like whatever losses are offset is a short way to put it.
Yeah. And besides finally correctly identifying after 3 or 4 weeks, I'm excited about Drew Scott in a way that I never was before. Now that I know which one he is, he's the guy with the blue shirt and the mustache.
And it's almost like there's more
that
story.
That guy is great.
It's almost like you're keyed into the story a little bit. You're like, oh, he's that guy's guest.
Because I literally never noticed that guy before.
Yeah. I never even noticed him.
Yeah. So and I love. Yeah, he was great in the Journey scene. He was great when he's dancing with Elle and Joey and everything. I like him a lot. A new discovery that everyone already knew about for decades.
Yeah.
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 Well, listen, we're all shitty and depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of this changes who's president in about 3 months. 2 months.
2 months, month and a half.
We'll get through this. All the Trump supporters are going, you big babies.
Yep. They are.
Hey, we're big babies. We like democracy.
Yeah.
We like
well, we got democracy. We got exactly what we wanted.
Nah.
This is what the masses wanted. So you know what?
Actually, it's not. She won the popular vote.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Well, the masses. Okay, that. But
Yeah. The calculating.
the calculated.
masses.
yeah.
Well, listen. Hey, by the time we get to minute 30, we'll be in a better mood, I bet you.
I'm not positive of that, but that's fine. I appreciate the.
That could be worse.
Appreciate the
Could be
confidence.
much worse.
It can always be worse.
That'll be great.
I hate that. Could be worse.
Oh yeah. Which
You
Technically.
could be stuck in a dungeon for 20 years,
Yeah.
and then but then you could get jury duty. Oh, that's worse.
Somebody stuck their
Sick
balls
of
in
it.
my drink. Wow.
Oh
It
man,
got worse.
I only get one Shirley Temple a year, and they put it
one's
through the
got
little
balls in
door, the little opening in the door. They put a Shirley Temple once a year. There's clearly been balls in this one. It's got short and curlies in it.
I can tell.
Oh God,
yeah.
some disgusting caddy's been drinking out of this. It
Just
smells
laugh it
like
up.
Cheerios and Coca-Cola.
Laugh it up. It's probably motor mouth.
Yeah, right.
All right, Tom, take it easy with that thing.
Yeah, Tom, we just stop with the rim shots. They're self-congratulatory, and I don't like them.
No.
There's nothing.
I am
nothing-
sorry.
There's no good news. We got no good news for anybody right now at all. None.
Guess what? Just
Right.
wait till the trade war starts with China.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be huge.
I keep thinking of, what's his name? Clemenza in The Godfather. And he's kind of like, they know that they're all going to go, they're going to the mattresses, and they know there's going to be a big war between a bunch of the families. Like, this sort of thing has to happen every 10 or 5 years. Shake things up.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, but it's
Well, none of this had to
Still
happen.
sucks.
Well, yeah, it's it. No, I don't know.
On that note,
Yeah,
I don't know. Let's just end this,
Congratulations,
I say. I
everyone.
think we should just end this.
yeah.
Yeah. We
I don't even know if
need
we
to,
should
Jamie.
publish this one. It's just a.
Well, why don't we publish it, and then we can have a poll to see if we should have published it.
Well, I mean, on the one hand, it's not very entertaining, but on the other hand, it captures a place and a time. There's a somber mood across the land.
Sure.
You
And we're not all yucks and giggles and balls and Shirley's temples. We got, there's life going on here in Caddyshack Minute World.
Yeah. So let's go with it maybe, but heavily edited.
Or cut it down to 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just cut it down to a short minute. That'd be good.
This will be the bonus episode.
Please.
The full
Cut it out.
40-minute episode.
Right, just
God,
open
damn it.
with the one
existential
song
ennui.
and then close with the one song and then go right into the closing song. Right away. I'm with you, Mike. I get these occasional, you like walking down the street. I went down to the store today, walked down the store, and as I was walking back, it suddenly just hit me. I get these waves. It suddenly like hits you and you go, really?
Yeah.
Is that really happening?
Let me ask you this. Would it be worse today or better if everyone hadn't fully expected her to win? Like, we were all excited yesterday because, hooray, we're about to get the
think this is
first female
worse.
president.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's worse because we expected.
It's worse because we expected it, right?
Yeah, and we knew.
Yeah,
and
it's a kick in the
nobody
nuts.
thought it was going to be perfect or anything, or that she's like a perfect
No,
candidate.
that's what I kept saying. Everyone's like, "Oh, she's really corrupt." I'm like, "Well, whatever. Who's?" I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's like
good.
it's
okay.
literally 1,000. It's infinitely better. It really is,
Yeah.
and it's just like one of those things where it really bothers me that a bunch of people. I just feel like they haven't had. I don't know. Don't get me started. This was happening to me all day, and I don't get involved in like Facebook arguments or discussions at all. Like I
Right.
barely even ever get any discussions, and the discussions in the Caddyshack Minute listeners hole, which our fans can of course visit on
Yes.
Facebook. My discussions there are by far the longest discussions I've had in any Facebook, and it's like one comment.
Yeah,
But like
you're
lately, I'm
verbose.
seeing things, and I feel like someone will say something, and I feel I gotta respond. I have to, and I start
Yeah.
getting ready to do it, and I catch myself going, "What are
can't
you
do it.
doing? Why
That's
would you
probably
get?
wise.
Why would you do this?" And I've
Yeah.
sort of learned that I would just be wasting my time.
The minute you do that, you blink, and it's next Wednesday,
Yeah, right.
and
Next
you
thing
have,
you know, the kids have to go to school.
and you've had back and forth with some mental patient for the last
Right. Somebody
or
I don't
four-
even know.
no.
But I'm so mad that I want to like go in there and be like, "What do you do?" I want to talk
What's
to you
great
from
is that
Michigan.
you finally come to a middle ground. You finally turned him around. That's the plus.
That's
is that you
probably
finally
what
got to
happened,
that
is
guy.
You changed so many people's minds. Yeah, that way.
Right.
No, it's in the phase where it's the world feels too heavy on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you.
All right.
And but there'll be a turning point, and then it'll be time to sharpen the spear,
That's right.
and go start lining up on the field of battle.
Yeah, and you know that the guy, the guy on the beach who gets the bully comes and throws the sand in his face. I'm sure for a second he had to, process it, feel a little upset, but before he gets to the weightlifting, he has to process it, wipe the sand out of his eyes. We're in that part right now. We're in the real sad and weepy part of the story. And we're going to go, and later on, like Mike said, we're going to put the gloves on and go, all right, let's do this.
We're about a couple minutes away from the montage scene, the training montage.
Right.
Where we're doing the push-ups and running through the streets, working on agility.
And the Trump. Yeah, exactly.
To a Frank Stallone song.
Absolutely. And we're pushing, and we're dragging logs like in Rocky IV.
Yeah, through the snow.
Through the snow.
Yeah.
I will break you.
That's an entertaining motion picture.
Yeah.
But it won't be long. It won't be long, and we'll have to rouse their spirits at that point.
Yes.
We're gonna be back with some madcap hilarity the next episode.
Yeah, you'll see.
We're gonna have to start our training regimen, and at the end, and we'll gather together and we'll say, and tomorrow is St. Crispian Day.
Yeah.
Then he shall strip his sleeve and show his scars, and say, these wounds I had in St. Crispian's day. Old men forget, yea, all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in the mouth as household words, Henry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester. I think you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was beautiful.
We will have our St. Crispian's Day.
Oh yes, we will.
It was supposed to be today.
But
we had it. We had it in 2008. We had it in 2012.
We had it good for like 8 years, didn't we?
We had a good run.
Yeah.
You know what I keep reminding myself, and you guys are going to hate me for this. Half of the country is really excited. Half of the country, from their point of view, we're a bunch of dummies who have been fed a load of bullshit and believe it. And from our point of view, the same is true about them. So we can't both be right. So maybe there's like a middle ground where everything's
Well, you know where the middle ground is?
No, I disagree with this.
The middle ground will have to be the Republicans in the Senate who are common sense are going to have to put a stop to some of the crazy shit that's going to come down the pike in the next.
Right.
When they start talking about building the wall, then the middle of the road people, and you may even have like the like the Rand Pauls say, this is ridiculous. You're going to have people start building coalitions to block shit.
Yeah.
We're going to have to.
And there were a bunch. There were a bunch when he was campaigning who were like, who? What are you talking about? You're insane. So we'll see.
We have to find out who we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ervile. That's what we need to look for, my friends.
You don't get that bloody on Facebook, though. That's the thing.
No.
I believe that was, I recognize that speech. That's Charles Nelson Riley from Cannonball Run 2, isn't it?
Classic.
It's a classic. No, just I'm sure that those people, maybe those people are right. Maybe there's a whole massive number of manufacturing jobs that are going to come back to the Rust Belt.
Yeah.
And we'll see when that happens, when those expert trade deals are made, and we get all those high-paying jobs back with the pensions and all the stuff, and then the unemployment rate goes down from the already low 5% to 1%, and it's all employed Americans, and they're mowing your lawn for $25 an hour. Then I'm sure that we'll all recognize that we were wrong.
Yeah.
What I'm excited for, and what will finally shut me up, is the better than any other healthcare plan we're going to get. That's going to be they're going to they'll finally get rid of Obama. It's going to be so great. The best there ever was.
He even said something.
Oh my God.
He said the word something. It's going to be something so great. All right.
Yeah.
And with that,
Well, but I'm telling you.
All right.
I'm telling you. The manufacturing jobs, this is what we have to do. We have to invest in critical thinking. Critical thinking, the lack of investment in critical thinking got us here. Got us here. And understand that when these jobs go, they're not coming back. We have to think of something different.
Right.
We're not just going to bring the factories back. It's like going to a field that is no longer bears fruit and saying, let's keep watering this field. They'll come back. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
It's not coming back.
Right.
And no casino builder is going to bring the jobs back.
Yeah, and what and what will be perhaps justifiably viewed as elitism within that sentiment, Mike, about the critical thinking.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to own the fact that it is you can call it whatever you want, and go screw.
Yeah,
Because
and you know
that's
what?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm proud, and I'm going to be just proud of it from now on.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to be defensive about it either.
Yeah. And you know what?
Yeah.
We have to. We can't. I mean, climate change is real. We can't rely on burning coal. So guess what? We have to figure out something else for the people who work in coal for them to do, because we can't just mine coal just because they need a job. We have to figure out.
We do need people to put up windmills and make solar panels.
Right. So let's invest money in training those people that worked in coal to build these other things. But no.
Right.
No, coal is king.
Good grief. Yeah, please don't adapt to the future. Please. Why would you?
Yeah.
Telling you. I'm starting to get that blood boiling now. It may not be long. It may not be long where I'm back waiting for St. Crispian's Day. And I'm walking through the streets with a skull in my hand, just talking to it.
Showing people your scars.
I know it's
talking to your brother.
I know that's from a different piece, but still.
You mix it to your Shakespeare now.
Shakespeare nonetheless.
Shakespeare on everyone. Shakespeare for
Shakespeare
everyone.
for everyone.
I'll be carrying it. Yeah.
Flunk me, flunk you.
Another thing, Vonnegut.
God, I wish Kurt Vonnegut was around right now.
Yeah.
We could use Kurt Vonnegut right
would
now.
be upset.
Yeah.
He's
Holy
churning
smokes.
in his urn right now.
He is.
Yeah.
He had that in Breakfast of Champions. There's Kilgore Trout has written a book about. I think it's called "Hail to the Chief," and it's about a chimpanzee that becomes president. And people every time he enters a room, people play "Hail to the Chief," and the chimp loved it. He would jump up and down.
Yeah.
That's about it.
All right. That's all we got.
We got a stupid chimp for a president now. So there's the tie-in right there.
It's not even the first
Sorry. Give me a break, will you?
All right. We'll continue tragedy talk next time here on the Caddyshack Minute. No, we're going to talk about like shooting gophers, and we'll talk about...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a good scene that starts next minute. We'll get there. Everything's going to be fine. We got a lot of Caddyshack to go.
Right.
We're going to distract you from your problems so you can just not be a part of the solution. You'll be listening to us yammer on about a 80s raunchy comedy. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, listen, people, and you're going to need entertainment in your lives. You're going to need something for some levity. And
Shit's going to get dark.
Don't let how depressing this episode is throw you off.
No.
It's premium stuff here, and I'm proud of that too.
Yeah.
Just let this serve as a reminder to you that even the clowns, it gets to them too.
Yeah,
we got some stuff to think about, all of us.
So keep laughing because the shit's going to get dark. Yeah, with the new feeling in the air of violence has come. It's just just keep laughing. People are you're gonna see a lot of pickup trucks, big jacked up in the air. A lot of Confederate flags are coming back, I think.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yosemite Sam tattoos will be up by 50%.
Did you see David Dukes tweeted how happy he was this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Said it was one of the best things that could happen in his life.
Oh,
The fucking Nazi
bullies.
party.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just the
fucking
KKK.
Illinois Nazis.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I mean, come on.
And here's my last thought on it. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if Trump has just did all this just to get where he got. I'm gonna use the white supremacists. I'm gonna use the angry people, just to get me where I want to get. But he's tapped into such an anger that when he says one of the first things I'm going to do is appoint a special prosecutor to prosecute Clinton and put her in jail. He's not going to do that. Today, it's conciliatory. She's done a lot of great things. We owe her a debt of gratitude for her service. Right. But when he gets in the White House, the people with the pitchforks are going to knock on the door and say, "Go get her."
Yeah,
Where's
they
our
were promised.
Where and that's when the blood's going to drain from his face and say, "Oh yeah, these people are nuts."
Wow.
Or he's just going to ignore them, like most people do anyway, until it's time to get elected.
Yeah, he's actually built the groundwork for going, "I didn't say that."
Yeah,
and then just
Right.
directly lying about
Show me
something
the
that's
tape
on
where
tape.
I said that. Yeah,
I didn't say that. That never happened.
He could then rip his face, like his mask off, when he could be a liberal.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's They Live.
I was going to say They
the-
Live.
Yep.
Please, everybody, stop listening to this and go watch They Live.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I love
Great
that
movie.
movie.
Roddy Piper, the late Roddy Piper.
Oh, great movie.
The best line of that
Cronenberg,
movie.
right?
It figures it'd be something like this.
Oh,
No, John Carpenter.
John
That's
Carpenter. I'm sorry, I got my Cronenberg confused with
Could've
my
been.
Carpenter.
Yeah, John Carpenter.
Oh yeah.
I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
And I'm all out of bubble.
And I'm all out of
Oh
bubblegum.
yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
All right, you guys. We've been saying goodbye for about 20 minutes. Now it's
It's
time.
enough already. Good luck editing this one,
listen.
Tom. I'd like it to be heavily edited, please. I still want it to capture the feeling, but please take out a lot of this crap.
Yeah.
Even this.
I'm not taking out one rim shot, though. They're all staying in.
Yeah, I'd
Add a couple.
I'll add a couple.
Add a couple in post.
all right.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Everybody, have a great day. Everything's going to be all right.
Okay.
We'll meet back here next time. We'll continue to discuss Caddyshack here on the Caddyshack Minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. We happy few.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.